So this poem was taught to us. The main thing in this poem is that the intonation, the rise and the fall of the voice, the change of voice, which I am going to tell you how the teacher used to change intonation, how to change, teacher used to change the voice. Okay, and actually this is a fable. Fable is a story and where the animals, they act like human beings, they speak like human beings, and the fable, it teaches a lesson. And here both the characters, the frog and the nightingale, they suggest two people in the society. A person who is very deceiving, a person who is very cunning, clever, dominating is the frog. And the person who is sensitive, less confident is the nightingale. And how the people who are clever, crafty, they cheat these people and they just eradicate these people out of their competition. This is what is taught in this poem. So the poem shows that there was a frog who used to sing from morning till night in his unpleasant voice, in his harsh voice. And he was the supreme of this bog. Bog is a swamp, a marshy place. And there was no competitor there. He had no competitor. All the animals, all the birds who were there in this bog, who were living in this area, they were fed up of his voice. But they could not stop him from singing. He used to call it singing. Actually, it was croaking in a very unpleasant voice. So one day the nightingale appeared, all of a sudden, from somewhere, and she started singing in her melodious voice. When she started singing, all the other animals who were not accustomed to listening to this kind of pleasant voice, they started appreciating the nightingale like anything. This could not be tolerated by the frog, because the frog had got a competitor in the form of a nightingale. So the frog decided to remove the nightingale from his territory. And in what way the frog removes the nightingale is only sole competitor from this territory. That is described in the poem. The poet is Vikram Seth. It's an Indian poem, an Indian poet, and it's a very beautiful poem. I'll just read it out. I just want to concentrate on the place where the the voice modulation has been done. Okay, once upon a time a frog roved away in Bengal bog. Every night from dusk to dawn he croaked on and on and on. Other creatures loathed his voice, but alas, they had no choice. And a crass cacophony played out from the sumac tree, at whose foot the frog each night minstrelled on till morning night. So it shows that there was a place where the frog used to sing right from night to morning. All the other creatures, they hated his voice, but alas, they had no choice. And crass cacophony is a loud, unpleasant noise made by the frog. So right from there was a tree named the sumac tree. From there he used to sing. He used to practice his song till morning night. Neither stones nor prayers nor sticks, insults or complaints or threats, still the frog's determination to display his heart's elation. But one night a nightingale, in the moonlight cold and pale, perched upon the sumac tree, casting forth a melody. Dumbstruck sat the gaping frog, and the whole admiring bog stared towards the sumac rapt. And when she had ended, clapped. So one night the nightingale came, started singing. Her voice was so melodious. All the people, all the animals, they were surprised. They were dumbstruck, means highly surprised, shocked, and they were just looking at the nightingale, listening her melodious voice. And when she finished singing, they were enchanted, and then they clapped. And these were the animals and the bird who were there in that area to appreciate her song. There were the ducks have sung and herons waited to her as she serenaded, and a solitary moon wept beneath the sumac. Toads and tills and tiddlers captured by her voice cheered on and chaptered, bravo to divine and core. So the nightingale, once more quite unused to such applause, sang Little Dawn without a pause. So when her song was finished, all the animals, they asked her to sing again. They appreciated her, cheered her, asked her to sing. The nightingale was quite unused of this kind of applause. So she was surprised at her song because she had the habit of singing the song alone. So she sang till dawn without a pause. And there was only one person who was behaving like a loon. Loon is a mad person. Loon, why? Who has been described as a mad person? The frog. Because he understood that the nightingale is his competitor. Okay. So next night when the nightingale shook her head and twitched her tail, closed an eye and fluffed the wing and had cleared her throat to sing, she was startled by a crow. Sorry, was that you who spoke? Okay, so next night, the nightingale was getting ready. All these are the gestures that show that the nightingale was preparing to sing her song. Number one, she shook her head, she twitched her tail, she closed her eye, she fluffed her wings, and as soon as she was about to sing, she heard a sound of croaking. She said, sorry, was that you who spoke? She inquired when the frog hopped towards her from the bog. Yes, the frog replied. You see, I am the frog who owns this tree. In this bog, I have long been known for my splendid baritone. This says, yes, I am the frog. And this is my tree. And I have been known in this area for my powerful deep baritone. Baritone is a sound, voice. Okay, all the man, they have this kind of voice, very deep throated. So he said, I have been well known for this kind of voice. And of course, I wield my pen for bog trumpet now and then. The frog was very boastful. I am not only a well-known person in this area as a singer, but I wield my pen. I am a critic also. I write my articles in the magazine called Bog Trumpet. So he boasts himself as if he knows everything about music. He is a well-known person in this field. Did you like my song? Not too bad, but far too long. The technique was fine, of course, but it lacked a certain force. Oh, the nightingale confessed, greatly flattered and impressed that a critic of such note had discussed her art and truth. I don't think the song is divine, but oh well, at least it is mine. So she said, did you like my song? She found a critic, she found a guru there. Without trusting her own originality, without trusting her own talent, okay, she showed faith in whatever the frog had said. She said, did you like my song? The frog, like a critic, commented, yeah, not good. It's good, but very long. The technique was okay, but a certain force was required. Oh, the nightingale was greatly flattered, influenced. She thought that she had found a great critic who was there to turn her, to change her, to reform her, to make her a great singer. So she was so thankful that in the form of a frog she had found a critic who was ready to discuss, to guide her in her singing talent. So she says, oh, I know my song is not divine, but what is there in my song, at least it is mine. That is not much to boast about, said the heartless frog. Without proper such training such as I and others can supply, and few others can supply, you will remain a mere sick beginner, but with me you will be a winner. He says, yeah, you are a singer, but you are just a beginner. If you want to improve your techniques, you have to choose me as a guru, as a teacher. I will change you, I will reform you, and then you will be a winner. And you will be a winner if you start taking training from me. Dear frog, the nightingale breathed, this is a fairy tale and you are Mozart in disguise. Come to earth before my eyes. See, the nightingale was susceptible, highly gullible. She believed whatever the frog said without judging whether the frog was capable of teaching her or not. And you are a Mozart is a musician. was a musician. Yeah. So she said that I found a musician in front of me in the form of you, and I am ready to take the training from you. So shall I stop here? Well, I charge a modest fee, but oh, it won't hurt if we will see. Now the IIT Nightingale inspired, flushed with confidence and fired, with both art and adoration, sang and was a huge sensation. Animals from miles around flocked towards the magic sound, and the frog with great precision counted heads and charted addition. See how cruel and cunning the frog was. His one purpose was to spoil the nightingale, because she was his competitor. The other purpose was, before spoiling her, taking advantage of her and making money. So what he started arranging her concerts. Plus, he started taking some amount of fee from her, because he was a teacher and she was his disciple, she was his student. So he said that he was going to charge fee. The nightingale was inspired. Then, and why she was inspired? Because she had the talent, at the same time she was appreciated. Then she sang. Naturally, she had been given a melodious, divine voice. So she created a sensation. All the animals from far away person, from every nook and corner of the bog, they started gathering. And every day, every night, the concert was arranged. The nightingale sang the song. The frog, he was very precise, because his main purpose was to make money and destroy the nightingale. He started counting heads. He started the audience, counting the audience, started charging them, taking fee from them, and okay, tickets were there. Though the next morning it was raining, he began her vocal training. But I can't sing in this weather. Come, my dear, we will sing together. Just put on your scarf and sash, go hash, go hash, go hash. The next morning it was raining. It was not a suitable weather for the nightingale to sing. But still, the frog made her practice. And he asked her, he said, no excuses. You have to sing. And we will sing together. Put your sash, cover your throat and sing. So the frog and nightingale journeyed up and down the scale for 6 hours till she was shivering and her voice was hoarse and quivering. So the frog made her practice, though the weather was not suitable, though the nightingale was tired. They practiced a lot for 6 hours. At last, because of the overstraining, the voice of the nightingale became harsh and it started shaking. Though subdued and sleep deprived, the nightingale was getting tired of day by day, because at night the concerts were arranged and she had no time to rest. At the same time, in the morning, the frog made her practice. So her voice now losing its divinity. The voice was losing its melody. Okay, so next. In the night, her throat revived and the sumac was bored with a breathless title crowd. Owl of Sandwich, Duck of Kent, Mallard and Melody Trent, Martin Cardinal, Mephisto and the Court of Monte Cristo. Now these are the actually the elite people of the society. Okay, as we say, Tata, Ambani and all that. Such people were gathered to attend her concert. Okay, then all these are the names. Owl of Sandwich, Duck of Kent, Mallard and Melody Trent. Till the Court of Monte, Court, Mallard, Melody. All these are the water birds actually. Okay, and say all of them, they were gathered there to listen, attend her, listen her melodious voice. These, the lady birds, they are called the ladies. As I told you that they belong to the well-off society, affluent society. So these people were there. That's why it is said ladies with tiaras glittering. So the ladies from the affluent society, they were there. They were wearing the tiaras and they were chatting. In the interval set twittering. So when there was an interval between the program, the ladies, they were discussing about what? About the nightingale's performance, and the frog observed them glitter with a joy both sweet and bitter. The frog, he had a mixed feeling. The frog was observing the whole conference, he was observing all the audience, the whole audience. He was happy also. He had a bitter feeling also. He was happy because he was making money. He had a bitter feeling because he was jealous. He was jealous of the nightingale's talent. And his ultimate aim was to destroy the nightingale. Every day the frog would scold her songs for simple trying to scold her. You must practice even longer till your voice like mine grows stronger. In the second song last night, you got nervous in mid-flight. And my dear, lay on more trills, audiences enjoy such thrills. You must make your public happier, give them something sharper, snappier. We must aim for better billings to still only 60 shillings. See, every day the frog would find out mistakes in her performance. He would point out the mistakes. And he would say that the nightingale is still in debt. Probably because the nightingale had to pay him some money. At the same time, he started finding faults. But in the second song last night, you were very nervous. And add some special things in your song. Every day the same song will not be able to attract the audience. Add some more trills, more frills. These are the trills and frills are used in music. When you sing so many notes together very fast, those are called trills and frills. So he asks the nightingale what should be added in the song to make it more attractive. And he tells her that the audience wants something new every time. So you must make the public, your ultimate aim is to make the public happier. Give them something sharp or snappy. Give them something different, unique, which is not done previously. We must aim for better billings. Then he again reminds her that our purpose is to earn money. Better billings is money. You still owe me 60 shillings. You are still under debt. You have to pay me 60 shillings. So improve in make an improvement, bring an improvement in your performance. Day by day, the nightingale grew more sorrowful and pain. Night on night, our tired songs zipped and drilled and bounced around, till the birds and bees grew tired at the voice so uninspired. And the ticket office girl was crashed and she grew more nervous. So because of continuous scolding, because of fatigue, because of not getting proper rest, the nightingale became tired. She lost her originality. Her song, her performance could not bring more audience. The frog could not get more money. So her performance started losing their impact. The ticket office, the frog could not collect more money. The frog became more furious. The nightingale became more nervous. Okay, and now for her ears were now addicted to applause quite unrestricted, and to sing into the night all alone gave no delight. And the nightingale also was losing confidence because now she was not in the habit of singing for herself. Her ears were addicted to getting the appreciation, listening the applause, which she was not getting now because the number of audience becomes less. And the frog was not satisfied. And the frog was still trying to teach her techniques, and scolding her every night. So now the nightingale, the voice of the nightingale had lost its charm. It was not inspired. It was not at all melodious because now she was habituated to all those applauses which she was getting from the audience. And now they were declining day by day. Now the frog puffed up with rage. Brainless bird, you are on the stage. Use your wits and follow fashion. Puff your lungs out with your passion. Trembling, terrified to fail, blind with tears, the nightingale heard him out in silence crying. Puffed up, burst away and died. Yeah. So use your wits, and the frog was all the time dominating her. Use your wits. Sing with power. The nightingale was afraid of failure now. She started shaking. She was crying. She tried to sing like the frog. Puffed up her lungs. He tried to sing, burst away and died. Said the frog, I tried to teach her, but she was a stupid creature. Far too nervous, far too tense, far too prone to influence. Well, poor bird, she should have known that your song must be your own. See, this is the diplomacy of the frog. He said, I tried to teach her, but she only was a stupid creature. Very nervous, very susceptible, easily came under influence. She should have known that your song must be your own. Your originality, it must be your own originality. That is why I sing with panache. Gohash, gohash, gohash. And the foghorn of the frog played unrivaled. So the aim was achieved. Once again, the frog started singing in his loud, unpleasant voice, he became the supreme of the Bengal gong. Again, he was able to raise the language.
Education